In this video, I'm going to talk about how to get more pain on sales calls from your prospects and the secret to closing over 40%. And I can guarantee you right now, it's probably not what you think it was. So let's get straight into it. So it's really important to understand that you're not selling just a program with modules or coaching, right? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about that. You're selling a life transformation. You're helping your prospect believe in themselves and make the decision that they're worthy of finally achieving their goals that they've been putting off for so long, right? So somebody gets onto a call with you and part of their brain wants them to succeed and knows that they need to take that step with you in order to do that. And it's our job to really help them realize that's the right path at the right time to take, because at the end of the day, it will serve them the best. Sure, we get some money out of it, right? We get a new client to serve. Might be a case study as well to help us get more of them down the road. But at the end of the day, it's not about us, right? It's not about you at all. We need to detach ourselves from the sale and not even think about making a sale, right? The second that call starts, forget the sale. Forget the money, forget the commission, forget the profit, forget anything. It's not about you. It's about the prospect. It's about the other human being that you're speaking to on the other end. And we need to focus on literally nothing else. And just as Alex Hormozi says, whoever cares most about the prospect wins. And if you can truly show that you actually care more about them and their success than they do, then that's when they're going to start believing in themselves too. And that's when they're going to be like, you know what? You're right, Jeremy. Now is the time to grow my business. Now is the time to lose all this weight. Now is the time to do X, Y, Z. And I can do it. That's what we need to instill. That's what we want to get across, right? So now that we got our bases covered here, if you don't already know me, my name's Jeremy. I help people scale their coaching and consulting companies online, and we've helped our clients make a hell of a lot of money doing that. So if you like this video so far, show some love, hit the like button, but we got a lot more coming, and let's get straight into it. So that's kind of like just a preface to the real sauce here, and now let's get into the tacticals. So if you can actually truly embody this and truly come from a place of just wanting to serve deep down, then it's going to be hard not to close 40%. I'm telling you right now. But anyways, let's get into it. So how do we dig up more pain on a sales call? Well, I broke it down in a few different steps here, and I gave you guys lots of examples too. So let's start here. Step 1, identify your own pillars based on your client success timeline. So what I mean by that is map out what it takes to help a client go from A to B, and what are all the little things that they need to do in order to do that. Typically, it boils down to a few core categories. So for us at Consulting Blueprint, for example, how do we help somebody go from 0 to 50K a month? Well, they need a really damn good offer. On the front end, it's got to be positioned well. On the back end, you got to make sure that you actually get your clients good results. You need a very consistent marketing system. Gets you 3 to 5 calls every single day with people that actually want to speak with you. And you got to get really damn good at sales and close over 30%. That's pretty straightforward, right? Have something, know who you're helping, what you're helping them with, and then actually find and start talking to those people and then get them to actually sign up with you, and then rinse and repeat, and the cycle continues. So that's an example of kind of our own pillars. So based on that, step 2 is ask questions to understand those pillars in your prospect situation. So what I mean by that is the questions I ask on sales calls are designed and crafted in a way to help me identify some bottlenecks or some points of leverage to do with their offer, their marketing, or their sales process. And based on that, I kind of just cast a bit of a line out there and see, kind of ask some probing questions and see if they bite, see if there's any juice there, right? And if there is, then I pounce on it. So hopefully that makes sense. Step 3, identify and amplify pain points. Ask very specific questions, right? Instead of tell me about your marketing. right? I mean, maybe that's a good like probing question, but to really like get down and dirty with it, how many calls per day are you booking right now? How many sales calls do you have in the calendar today? Right? That question right there is going to separate the boys from the men. Because a lot of people are going to try and like hide their, kind of put up a bit of wall. Like, oh yeah, like I book X amount. Like oh yeah, like I don't know, 2 or 3 a day. Like oh okay, so you have like 10 to 15 calls a week, and then they're like, well, no, I got like maybe like 3 to 5, right? So asking very specific questions allows you to kind of use numbers and use data as leverage and have a very clear like point to be able to contrast something to, right? So then it's like, well, if you're only booking 3 to 5 calls a week, like, and then I tell you we can help you book 3 to 5 calls a day. That's a big contrast. It's a big difference between one and the other, right? And that could mean literally the difference between another like 10 grand a week, right? What's your closing rate in the last 30 days? This lets you use rock solid data to your advantage to amplify the pain, right? Contrast the current situation versus their desired situation. So if they're closing like 20%, oh, okay, well, if we can help you close 30%, then you need like fewer calls. Or if we help you close 30% and double the amount of calls you're taking, then I don't even know what the math would be on that one, but your business goes bananas, in other words. And then step number 4, let the pain marinate and explore the pain further. So what I mean by this is like the longer you let something marinate, the tastier it is. It's the same with this, right? So I've made some videos on the pain funnel and the iceberg framework as well. They both go kind of hand in hand. The iceberg framework is just kind of like my analogy, my framework to kind of visualize the pain funnel from a bit of a different context. So here's some examples of some questions you can ask, right? So, okay, how many calls a day or how many calls a week are you booking right now, right? 3 to 5 a week. Okay, got it. What do you try to do about that? And now that you're going to get them to tell you all about stuff that they've tried that hasn't really worked, right? And now that's a great segue into like, oh, okay, well, how'd that work for you? Oh, why do you think it didn't work? Okay, how long has this been a problem for? How long have you been trying to solve this for? How much is this costing you? Whether in like wasted time or in lost business, right? You got to think about the opportunity cost. Like for me right now, every year that I'm not making $1 million a year, the opportunity cost is like I'm basically losing $1 million a year. If there was like something that I could do to start earning that, which there is, just more knowledge, more information, right? I'll just level up my skills. So I'm working on it, but nonetheless, you got to think about the opportunity cost, right? If they're booking, let's say 5 calls a week, you can help them book 20 calls a week, assuming their closing rate, everything else stays the same. Well, there's 4 times more calls, which means probably 4 times more clients. So the opportunity cost of not booking 20 calls per week and letting their ego get in the way and not get the help that they know they need is costing them an extra 4 clients a month or 4 clients a week or whatever that might be, right? And then times that by the actual price. Say that it's $5K, well, there's $20K. That's the opportunity cost of not doing this. So if your program's like $5K and you can help them save like $20K a week or $20K a month even, puts things in a bit of a different perspective. So that said, once you've explored the pain and you've let it marinate, contrast that with their desired situation that would come up upon solving that pain. So there's kind of 2 sides of the equation, right? There's the pain you dig up on the one side first, right? Spend some time there, and then we need to drill up some desire, right? Why do you actually want this? How would things be different if you got it, right? So how would things be different if you're able to solve this? Oh, okay. Could you be a little more specific? Oh, what do you mean by that? How would that affect other areas of your life or your business, right? Another one could be, Like, why is this important to you? What would this allow you to do that you're unable to do right now? And really just dig into that, right? Because like pain's only half of the equation. Apply the same principle, the same framework here to the other side, to the desired outcome, and like why they actually want to achieve it. And once we understand like why they want to do it deep down, you'd be amazed at some of the results, some of the answers that I've heard. Like a lot of the time people are just going to give like surface level answers. So it's like, okay, like, so you're at zero right now, you want to get to 10,000 a month. Like, why? What made you choose that? And they're like, oh, it's like financial freedom. I just want some more money, leave my job. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, well, what else? What else would that do for you? And then like I've had people say like, well, I'm just going through a divorce right now and I just really need to start making some cash. And I'm like, whoa, okay, there's the sauce, right? Or like, I just want to like retire my parents. Like, oh, okay. Like, and then you can get more specific. How much would you need to do that? And now you start to bring those dreams closer to reality for them and really help show them that like, hey, that's not far out of touch. It's not far out of reach. It's possible. You can even like logically show them, break down the numbers, break down the math, right? Use conservative numbers and show them like, hey, we can help you do that, right? We've helped this person, this person, this person, and you're kind of in the same spot. And if you apply what I covered at the start here and you come at it with the right tonality and the right frame of mind, that like you're not trying to make a sale with any of this stuff down here. What you're doing is you're actually just trying to serve and trying to help somebody like actually better their life. That's when the real magic happens. That's when you can actually help somebody make the decision that they know they need to make. And when you truly have that conviction that comes from that place of like genuine like care, that's when it's gonna be hard not to sign clients. And step 6, collect payment and then serve the client. Obviously there's a lot more that goes in the sales process, but nonetheless, just wanted to focus on the pain, right? And kind of on the last point there with the desired outcome, like money is just a tool, A lot of people get like, I've broken down a million of our client sales calls, and kind of the trend is like they like to spend more time focused on the pain and not much on like the desire, right? So this kind of helps you do that a little bit better, right? Money is just a tool. So if your offer is like helping somebody make more money, then this applies. But like if you help them make more money, like what would that allow them to do that they currently can't? Like what are the second, third, and fourth order consequences, right? Well, let's say I help you make more money. Then the second, like the first order consequence is like you get more zeros in the bank. Second is like, oh, you're able to quit your job that you hate. Third, you can spend more time with your family and build deep, loving relationships. Fourth, you can build something you can actually finally truly be proud of. Fifth, you can start giving back to your church. Sixth, you can go travel the world and take your wife on the vacation that she's always wanted to go on, right? Seven, you can retire your parents and buy them the house, blah, 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 right? It goes on and on. But money's just a tool for all of that other stuff. And like the human brain has a hard time actually like comprehending like just extra digits in your bank account, right? It kind of means nothing. And you hear it all the time, right? Like when somebody like gets a lot of money or whatever, they're like, honestly, it doesn't really like mean anything, right? It's like, what does that money do? What does that money allow them to do? And then that really helps you get deep into like why they actually want to change. Because like just putting another zero in your bank account, honestly, is probably not as exciting as like taking your family, all expenses paid for, on a vacation for like 2 months to Thailand or something like that, right? Or to Italy. Like that is a memory that you're gonna like remember for a long time. Whereas like put an extra zero in the account, it's like doesn't really matter, right? So dig deeper, Figure out why they want to even do this thing. And when you can do that, then that's when you're going to do some damage. That's when you're going to find the sauce. And that's when you're going to help a lot of people out and serve them and make this place a little bit better. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you thought it was helpful, if you thought this was valuable, show some love, hit the like button, subscribe. Got lots more bangers like this coming. And if you want to follow the journey a little closer, go follow me over on Instagram, Jeremy_Pogue. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.